Alright, y'all, welcome back to the channel. So I have a pretty interesting video clip to show to you guys. It's kind of choppy and cut up, but I want to do the best I can to present this to you guys. This video was taken in Hawaii. It was an island that was in Hawaii, and it was taken September 1st of 2015. So it's a pretty about 9-year-old video taken with the cell phone. And the video basically description was that someone or a family saw a UFO and they sat there and they filmed it. And this is going to be the footage right here. Look at this. The craft sat there for a minute. And as they zoomed in, of course, it's going to be distorted, guys. So I don't want to hear the potato phone thing. But look at this. Looks like there's a hole or something in the front of this. This looks to be somewhat of a drone of some sort. And it kind of is tilting at an angle, as you guys seeing it fly, that we know sometimes they do that. But look at the detail on this as you zoom in on this. Now, like I said, this could be a drone. It could actually not have anything or anyone inside of it, but I couldn't get the calculations or anything on the size of it based on basically where they took it from, because it's not that close to the trees. But look at this thing flying around. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard about this. No one's actually named this or given it the Hawaii UFO or anything, but look at the detail on this. Look at the top of that. And I slowed this down so that a lot of you guys can look at just some of the detail of this right here. That's what kind of makes me think it may be a drone, but I don't know. I don't know if there could be occupants inside of it, but I figured I would show this to you guys to see if anyone had heard anything about this. So there it is there. I kind of slowed this down and they zoomed in on it. And normally when this happens, when these UFOs or drones or UAPs, when they see someone filming, they shoot off, they fly off. This one didn't. I couldn't get the whole video. I'm still trying to search for it and find it, but I couldn't get the whole video clip. But what I have is what I'm showing to you guys right here. And look at the side, that's another side. So it seems like this is another angle. I actually just took a picture of the side of this and wanted to show you another angle of this craft. And I've never seen anything like this. Now, this could be a craft that we saw at some point in time. It was just too far up to get this much detail on it and flying this slow, but look at this. I don't know what to make of this, so I figured I would show this to you guys, because it does have some pretty unique colors. Most of the time we see these UFOs this close, they're really smooth and they usually just have one color, they're metallic, and they don't have this much detail or shape or anything on it, but this one does, which makes me think that it could possibly be a drone. But here's going to be another, I guess, moneymaker shot there. I don't know what that is in the front of that, but it looks like it has a hole or something in the front of it. But this is also the other side too. And this side looks to be a little bit different than the previous side that I showed to you earlier. And it could be just that it's tilting at a different angle. And it could be, like I said, this is kind of distorted a little bit. It's not the best photo in the world, but it was 2015. No one had the best photos. And it looks like they were just using kind of a standard Android phone when they took this video. But to get this right here, I think is pretty amazing. Can't call this swamp gas. So anyway, guys, put your comments down below what you think about this. I thought this was pretty interesting. I wanted to show this to you guys. I didn't want to drag this out long and try to do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. But let me know down below in the comments if you heard about this and if you've seen this before, because this looks pretty interesting from different angles and stuff. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with your friends, guys, and stay tuned for the next video. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. See you next video. Now we're going to get into a couple of photos back from the 50s and stuff. Now, so what you're seeing here is a photo that was taken in 1952, and there's a reason why I'm showing you this photo. I had never seen this before. I think I looked at it for a second, then I saw that craft there, and I was like, wait a minute, that somewhat looks familiar. So you can't really see it that well until you start to kind of zoom in and stuff. But I've always said before that The images from the 1950s and 40s and even early 60s were some of the best ones because it was a little bit harder to fake that stuff. I know that there's some controversy behind Billy Meyer stuff, but that's a whole nother video we'll talk about. But this particular photo right here and the image of this UFO reminds me of some stuff that I've talked about before. You guys remember the McMinnville, if I can say that 100 times without trying to be tongue-tied. Remember that incident? I did a whole video talking about that, but this craft looks similar to that, and I have some images that's going to probably blow you guys' mind that you've never seen before, and I just came across them not too long ago. And if you guys aren't familiar with that old incident, I'll link something at the end of the video where I went through this whole incident where this farmer's couple saw this craft. She went in and she got her husband, and he went out, and luckily he was able to get 2 photos of this. And these people never tried to prosper on what they saw or anything like that. And I did a whole interview, I did a whole video and stuff on that. I had her interview and stuff in there, but these are some of the photos that you saw from it. It was in the newspaper. They had it in several papers for a while. They even had it in Time magazine for a short period of time, and I thought that was very interesting and amazing that this was out there. And this is some of the photos that we had from it. Now, what I find very interesting about this is that someone else saw this craft, and the couple that saw this craft did not want their information identified when they were reviewed or interviewed about this. They had some photos of it, and they had more photos, but what I'm going to be showing you is some of those photos they took. And this is very interesting because what you're seeing here was an interview, and I'll talk about the interview in just a minute. I have audio for the interview too, of a couple that saw a UFO. They saw it twice, and they took some photos, and these are some of the photos that they took, and I have close-ups of these photos too. Now, this is interesting because this was a low-flying UFO, or if they want to say UAP now, but I'm still going to say UFO. But we have photos of this low-flying UFO, and then I even have a video interview where the person who has these photos talks about it. But here's going to be a close-up of these photos right here. Yes, and what you guys just saw there was photos of a UFO that someone took that is transforming and morphing, sort of say. You guys saw that first photo there, then you see this photo here. It seems like something just kind of popped out the top of it as this craft was descending down, and here's kind of a close-up of that. So we've thought about these craft probably being able to shape shift or kind of morph or transform a little bit, and we're seeing evidence of it here. And what's even more interesting is when you look at this photo up close, you can see, I'm not going to say it's vents underneath, but there's something underneath it. This could be part of the propulsion system or something for the craft. I don't know exactly what it is, and I'm not going to try to guess on it, but if you guys know, are familiar with it somewhat, I've heard something, put it down in the comments. I'd like to know about that. But this isn't the only set of photos that I have on this. There's more photos too. So these other photos you're going to see is that they saw the craft again, and they filmed it in a kind of a woods area, so you guys can get kind of feel and kind of judging how big the craft is. So you guys see this right here. This is one photo here, and you see the craft here descending again. Now, like I said, this couple that has this photos or had these photos did not want their information to be out. They, from what I was told and what you'll hear in some of the video clips, is that they had money and they didn't really care about that, and they were kind of fearful when they saw it. It kind of freaked them out. You can imagine in the 60s or something seeing something like this, and you're like, oh my gosh, and you happen to get photos of it. And there's even more photos, a couple more photos I'm going to show to you that show the same craft, and it does seem to be changing shape or shape-shifting or morphing in some sort. Here's another photo of it underneath it. Now, it does seem to be more flat on top in this photo here. And then, as it was told, the craft kind of went into the woods and they got this photo that you see here. This is the first time that I've seen this many photos by the same people and of the same craft. And like I said, the information of the people has not been disclosed. I found some information as far as the photos go, but the people that were putting it out didn't want their information to be out there for God knows what reason, but I can understand that. So I don't know what to think of this. I thought this was very interesting, and I'm going to show you guys in just a minute part of the interview. And here the craft is kind of descending off before they didn't get any more photos of this particular craft. And this is very interesting. Now, the interview you're about to listen to was conducted by Wendell Stevens, Lieutenant Colonel Wendell Stevens. You guys, if you're not that familiar with him, he's one of the pilots that was getting some photos of what he called the ARV, the Alien Reproduction Vehicle, and then also of UFOs too. And he's got books out there too on UFOs. So I'll try to find some on Amazon and put the links in the description if you guys want to check them out. I need to get them myself because I heard these books are pretty interesting and they've got a lot of stuff in there about UFOs and stuff. So what you're getting ready to hear, and this is one of the photos that he took of what he considered to be an ARV, or Alien Reproduction Vehicle. But what you're going to hear right now is going to be the testimony from some of these photos. So I'm going to quit my yap and I'm going to let this play, and I'll be back in just a minute.
As far as I know, no one has ever seen these photographs except for the people I've described. Here's like this one's flying directly over the house.
Right over the house.
Right over the house. Here it is with the top of the capsule raised. He said that capsule went up and down on top.
Changed elevation. Sometimes it was higher and sometimes...
Well, you see in this one, there's no top to the thing. This is going over the house also. This is the same photograph, but it was further over the house. See, that's going over the house. He took another picture as it got over the house.
That's interesting.
And then as it went out in the field, it elevated this little thing on top, a bubble on top.
That accounts for some of the changing shapes that we get reported. I see.
So there you guys go. I think this is the first time that we've gotten photos of a UFO that has changed shapes and got it from the same person, and we see it in the different shapes that we see here. We see it in shape 1, we see it kind of morph and stuff. So I don't know if as they descend down, affecting Earth's gravity, things change. I'm not even going to try to guess on that. But you guys put down in the comments what you think about this. I think this is one of the more interesting cases, and I don't even know what to label this. We're just going to call this the morphing UFO of the 60s or whatever. But if you guys have heard more about this or something like this, put in the comments so we can kind of research and backtrack and try to get some more information on this. What I have is kind of what I'm showing to you guys here. So if you like stuff like this, also let me in the comments and I'll try to do some longer format videos. And I always try to look at the comments too. So you guys don't forget to like, subscribe, please share this with your friends trying to get this stuff out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you guys watching. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I always appreciate you guys tuning in and watching videos. So today I'm going to talk about this particular barn. It's the Edgemore barn. It's in Santee, California. Now this barn has been known for a lot of different paranormal activities. People have seen ghosts there. They've heard and seen people walk, or creatures and stuff walking around. I'll do a video on this a little bit later on so you guys can do a little research on it if you want to catch up on it and find out about it. But the reason why I'm showing you guys this is because over 10 years ago there was a lady named Ellen Henry, and she was out there taking a photo of the barn, and she actually took a photo of a UFO. She didn't know what it was at first. She thought once she loaded her computer it might have been a bug, but when she zoomed in on it she saw that it wasn't. And here's going to be the actual photo she shot. And if you guys don't see there, it's going to be in the left hand corner. I have a little pointer showing there for it, so you guys can see why she would probably at first think this was some kind of bug or something. But if you actually zoom in on it, you will see that it is not a bug. And there was a couple of news paper articles, and the news actually went out there and talked to her. So I'll leave a link below in the description where you guys can see the interview where they talked to her. It's like about 2 minutes long, but it's clearly that this is no bug. And this actually slipped under the radar because I actually didn't know about this until recently. So I figured I would show this to you guys in case you have or have not heard about it. If you live in the area, if you heard about it, I think she said it was May 7th. It was May 7th, 2013 that this photo was actually taken. So it was pretty interesting. So I wanted to share this with you guys and get your thoughts on it. I'll be looking more into that barn and some of the paranormal activity that happens there. But people are kind of calling this the Roswell of California, which nothing crashed, but you know, give or take, I give them kind of what they want on that, which is actually kind of funny. But looking at this craft, I thought it was somewhat cigar shaped at first, but I know it looks blurry and distorted. People will talk about that, but when you kind of zoom in on this and stuff, that's kind of what happens for it. I tried to clear it up, but it actually messes it up when I try to clear it up, take the background and stuff out. But clearly it is metallic, and it does look to be disc shaped, and it does look like the sun's kind of reflecting off of it, so it does make it a little bit more legit in my point of view from seeing this. So put your comments down below about that. I want to know what you guys think about this, or if you've heard about this case before, let me know about any information you've heard about that. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all joining me for that. I do have more stuff I'm working on. Sometimes it's just difficult to find the time. And the UFO subject is very, very broad, and there's a lot to cover with this. But I'll have some more stuff up coming up this weekend. Some pretty interesting videos and some testimonies, and then also some alien abductions you guys have heard about and stuff too. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with your friends. I always appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the videos this weekend. Thanks a lot for joining.